She laughed when she said it. Marry me. A billionaire CEO joking to a waiter with shaking hands. The room laughed with her, except he said yes, and no one knew what she was really buying. Before we continue, I'd love to know where you're watching from. Drop your country in the comments. If this story pulls you in, a gentle like really helps. And if you enjoy stories like this, subscribe and stay with us. Now, let's go back. The night she joked about marriage, Noah Reid was balancing 3 plates on one arm and a lie in his chest. The lie was simple. He told customers he was fine. He told his manager he could work doubles. He told his daughter he would be home early. None of it was true. He was tired in the way sleep could not fix, the kind that lived behind the eyes and settled into the shoulders like debt. The restaurant glowed with polished wood and low music, a place designed to make rich people feel relaxed while other people worked quietly around them. Noah moved through the room unnoticed, which was how he preferred it. Unnoticed meant safe. He had learned that early, after his wife died, after the casseroles stopped coming and the calls slowed. Being invisible was easier than being pitied. He wore the same pressed shirt every shift and tied his apron the same way, tight enough to feel like armor. Tonight, a private party filled the back room. Corporate types, investors. A woman at the center of it all laughed like she owned the air. She was tall, composed, dressed simply in black, no jewelry that shouted, just confidence that didn't need to explain itself. Her name, Noah would later learn, was Vivian Hale. For now, she was just table 12, ordering mineral water and asking questions no one answered directly. Noah brought refills, cleared glasses, listened without listening. Numbers floated past him, acquisitions, boards, a deal that made everyone lean forward. When he reached to clear a plate, someone bumped him, a glass tipped. Water spilled across the table. The room went quiet. "I'm so sorry," Noah said, already reaching for napkins. He felt heat rush to his face. Apologies came easily now. The woman in black looked at the spreading water, then at him. She smiled. It wasn't kind or cruel. It was curious. "Relax," she said. "It's just water." Someone joked about clumsiness. Another laughed. Noah cleaned quickly, hands steady despite the tremor in his wrists. When he finished, she held up her glass. "You," she said to him. "You're single, right?" The question landed wrong, too personal, too loud. People turned. Noah swallowed. "Yes," he said. It was easier than explaining widowhood to strangers who wanted a story. She tilted her head, studying him like a problem she hadn't solved yet. "Marry me," she said, smiling wider. Laughter broke out. It was a joke. Everyone knew it. The kind rich people made when consequences were abstract. Noah felt something settle, a calculation he hated making but knew too well. Rent overdue, school fees, his daughter's cough that wouldn't go away. He thought of the eviction notice folded in his pocket. He thought of the way jokes could become contracts if someone stopped laughing. "Okay," he said. The room froze. The laughter cut off like a switch. Vivian blinked. For the first time, her smile faltered. Noah stood there, apron damp, heart pounding. He hadn't planned it. He hadn't even thought it through. He had just said yes because no one ever offered him anything that sounded like rescue, even as a joke. She laughed again, shorter this time. "I'm serious," she said lightly, testing him. "So am I," Noah replied. Someone coughed. Someone else checked their phone. The moment stretched, awkward and electric. Vivian leaned back in her chair, eyes narrowing, not angry, interested. "Do you have kids?" she asked. "One, a daughter." "How old?" "6." She nodded, as if ticking boxes no one else could see. Do you drink? No. Any criminal record? No. She stood. The room followed her movement like gravity. Everyone, she said, this is Noah. She turned to him. Walk with me. He should have refused. He should have laughed it off, apologized, returned to his section. Instead, he followed her toward the quiet hallway near the kitchen. The noise faded behind them. You know I was joking, she said, once they were alone. Yes, Noah said. He waited. Silence had taught him patience. And you still said yes. Yes. Why? Noah looked at the floor, then up at her. Because you asked, and because jokes are the only offers people like me ever get. Something passed over her face, not guilt, recognition. You understand this wouldn't be real. It would be an arrangement, temporary. I understand, Noah said. He didn't understand everything. He understood enough. She studied him the way she probably studied companies before dismantling them. I need a husband, publicly, quietly. I need someone no one would suspect of wanting anything from me. Noah almost laughed. I want stability, he said. That's all. Vivian nodded. Then we want the same thing. They stood there, two strangers agreeing to something dangerous because it made sense in a world that rarely did. From the doorway, the manager watched, confused. Noah felt the weight of the room behind him and the weight of a future pressing forward. Think about it, she said. I'll have my people call you. I don't have people, Noah said. She smiled again, this time softer. You do now. When she walked away, the restaurant noise rushed back. Noah returned to work. He finished his shift. He took the bus home. He made boxed mac and cheese. He listened to his daughter breathe as she slept. His phone buzzed once with an unknown number. Unknown didn't scare him anymore. He answered, and everything he thought he knew about power, dignity, and choice began to rearrange itself.
Noah did not sleep that night, not because of excitement, because of weight. The weight of something unspoken sitting in his chest, heavy and unfamiliar. He lay on the couch, one arm dangling toward the floor, listening to the soft hum of the refrigerator and the quieter sound of his daughter breathing from the bedroom down the hall. He counted those breaths the way he always did when his thoughts got too loud. In, out, safe, still here. The phone sat on the coffee table, face down. He hadn't turned it off. He never did. Turning it off felt like tempting fate. The unknown number from earlier burned in his mind, even though it hadn't buzzed again, yet. In the morning, he woke before the alarm, made breakfast, packed lunch, braided his daughter's hair with clumsy fingers that still hadn't learned how to do it neatly, no matter how many times he tried. She didn't complain. She never did. She just smiled at him in the mirror and said it was fine. After he dropped her at school, Noah went back to the restaurant. Same uniform, same routine, same quiet corner where he stayed invisible on purpose. The manager barely looked at him. The other staff didn't ask questions. No one mentioned last night. Maybe they hadn't seen it, or maybe they had and decided it wasn't worth remembering. Around noon, his phone buzzed. Unknown number. He stared at it for a full 10 seconds before answering. Yes, he said. Not hello, not his name. Good, the woman's voice said, calm, precise, the same voice from the night before. I answered. Noah leaned against the brick wall behind the restaurant, the cold seeping through his shirt. I don't usually ignore calls. I figured, she said. I don't either. There was a pause, not awkward, measured. My name is Vivian Hale. I prefer direct conversations, so I'll be direct. Noah closed his eyes. Okay. "I was not joking last night," Vivian said. "Not entirely." He waited. Silence taught him patience. "What I said was inappropriate, public, impulsive, and it put you in an uncomfortable position. I'm aware of that." Noah swallowed. No one ever started like this. Apologies were usually wrapped in excuses. This wasn't. "But," she added, "your answer was not a mistake." Another pause. "I need to meet you," Vivian said. "Not here." Noah looked back toward the kitchen door. "I work until 4. "I know," she replied. "I'll send a car." "No," Noah said quickly, too quickly. "I don't ride in cars I can't afford." Something like a breath of amusement crossed the line. "Then I'll meet you where you're comfortable." They settled on a cafe 3 blocks away, neutral ground, cheap coffee, loud enough that silence wouldn't feel like a trap. Vivian arrived exactly on time. No entourage, no bodyguards, no designer flash. She wore dark jeans and a plain coat. If Noah hadn't seen her command an entire room with one sentence, he might have mistaken her for someone else entirely. She didn't smile when she sat down. She didn't frown either. "You can still say no," she said immediately. Noah wrapped his hands around his mug. "To what exactly?" "To everything," Vivian replied, "before we continue." He nodded. "Okay." She studied him the way he'd seen people study contracts. Not his face, his posture, his stillness, his refusal to perform. "I am the CEO of Hale Systems, privately held, global. You can look it up later if you want." "I won't," Noah said. That earned him a look. Not surprise, recognition. "I am under pressure," Vivian continued, "from my board, from investors, from people who think a woman alone at my level is a liability." Noah said nothing. "I don't need love. I don't need romance. I need credibility, stability, someone no one would suspect of wanting something from me." Noah almost laughed. Almost. "And you," she said quietly, "need something different." He lifted his eyes. "You don't know what I need." She nodded. "You're right. Then let me ask." She leaned forward slightly. "What do you want, Noah?" No one had asked him that in years, not without already assuming the answer. "I want my daughter to sleep without hearing arguments through the walls," he said after a moment. "I want to stop worrying about rent 2 weeks before it's due. I want to work 1 job instead of 3. I want to stop apologizing for existing in rooms where people like you joke." Vivian didn't interrupt, didn't flinch. "I don't want power," Noah finished. "I want stability." She sat back. "Then we want the same thing." The arrangement was clinical on paper. Legal teams, clear terms, time limits, public appearances, privacy clauses. Noah read everything twice, then a 3rd time. He asked questions no one expected him to ask. What about his daughter? What about school? What about exits? Vivian answered all of them directly. By the time Noah signed, his hand was steady. He didn't feel like he was winning. He felt like he was stepping into weather he couldn't control. The first public appearance came sooner than expected. A charity gala, cameras, investors, the kind of room that smelled of money and quiet judgment. Noah wore a suit that wasn't his. It fit too well. That bothered him. Vivian took his arm as they entered. Her grip was light, respectful. Inside, the whispers started immediately. He heard them. The waiter, the charity case, the joke that went too far. Noah kept his face neutral.
he had learned how to disappear in plain sight. Until someone laughed. Loud, sharp, familiar. The restaurant manager from his old job stood near the bar, drink in hand, eyes wide with recognition. "Well," the manager said loudly, "looks like congratulations are in order." The room quieted just enough. Vivian stopped walking. I felt her shift beside me. "What did you say?" she asked calmly. The manager smiled, drunk on attention. "Didn't expect to see you here, Noah. Guess miracles happen." Noah felt the old heat rise in his chest, the urge to shrink. Vivian didn't raise her voice. "This is my partner," she said. "If you have something to say, you can say it to me." The manager laughed again. "Relax, just surprised. Didn't expect jokes to come true." Silence fell heavier this time. Vivian turned to Noah. "Do you want to leave?" she asked. He shook his head, slowly. "No." She nodded once. Then she faced the room. "Then let me be clear," Vivian said. "Anyone who mistakes him for a joke is free to explain that opinion to my legal team tomorrow." No one laughed. The manager drained his glass and walked away. Vivian squeezed Noah's arm once, brief, grounding. "Are you okay?" she asked. He took a breath. In, out. "Yes," he said. But as they walked deeper into the room, Noah realized an unsettling thing. For the first time in years, he hadn't been alone in the humiliation. And that changed everything.
The attention did not fade after the gala. It multiplied. No one noticed it in small ways. Articles that mentioned Vivian Hale's unexpected partner. Photos cropped carefully so his face was visible, but his name was not. Comments online that pretended to be curious, but carried something sharper underneath. People did not ask who he was. They asked what he wanted. Vivian noticed it too. She did not pretend otherwise. "This is the part where people look for leverage," she told him one evening as they sat across from each other in the quiet dining room of her apartment. The place was large, but sparse. Nothing personal. No photos, no warmth. It felt less like a home and more like a waiting room for decisions. Noah nodded. "I'm used to being looked at like I don't belong." "This is different," Vivian said. "They don't think you don't belong. They think you're dangerous." He almost smiled. Almost. Their arrangement had rules, clear ones. Public unity, private distance. They spoke honestly, but not intimately. That was the agreement. And for the first few weeks, it worked exactly as planned. Until it didn't. The first crack appeared at his daughter's school. Noah arrived early to pick her up, like always. He stood near the fence with the other parents, keeping his distance. Most of them had never learned his name. He was just the quiet dad who showed up on time and left without conversation. That day, a woman he didn't recognize approached him. Polite smile, perfect posture. "You're Noah, right?" she asked. His stomach tightened. "Yes." She tilted her head slightly. "I saw you on the news." He nodded once. "Okay." She hesitated. "My husband works in finance. He said your partner is very powerful." Noah waited. "I just wanted to say," she continued, lowering her voice, "it must be nice to be chosen like that." Chosen. The word landed heavier than it should have. Noah forced a neutral expression. "Have a good day." When his daughter ran into his arms moments later, laughing and breathless, the world corrected itself. For a moment. That night, he told Vivian about the encounter, not complaining,
just stating facts. She listened carefully. Then she did something unexpected. "I can make it stop," she said. He looked at her. "How?" She folded her hands. "I can redefine the narrative, publicly. A background release, education, framing." "No," Noah said. She blinked. "No?" "I don't want to be explained," he said quietly. "I don't want to be justified. I just want to exist." Vivian studied him. "That's not how this world works." "It's how I work," Noah replied. Silence stretched between them, not hostile, testing. That was the first time Noah realized something important. Vivian Hale was used to solving problems with power. He was used to surviving them without it. The second crack came from her board. They invited him to attend a meeting, not officially, not as an equal, as an accessory. The room was glass and steel, long table, cold lighting, faces that smiled without warmth. One man spoke more than the others, gray hair, immaculate suit, the kind of confidence built on never being questioned. "We're concerned," he said calmly. "Go on." "Your personal life has introduced variables, unpredictability." Noah felt the weight of every eye shift toward him. "And you," the man said, turning directly to Noah, "what do you think your role is here?" The question was a trap. Noah knew that. Anything he said could be twisted. So he told the truth. "I think I'm here because people like you believe stability has a look, and I don't match it." The room went silent. Vivian's jaw tightened just slightly. The man smiled thinly. "You see the problem." "No, I see the fear." That night, Vivian was angry, not at him, at the world. "They had no right," she said sharply, as they stood in her kitchen. "They walked the line they always walk. I just happened to be standing on it." She turned toward him. "You didn't have to do that." "Yes," he said calmly, "I did." Something shifted then. Not attraction, not trust. Something harder. Respect. The third crack came quietly. Vivian's driver called in sick one morning. Without discussion, she drove herself. Without thinking, Noah rode with her. Traffic, silence, the hum of the city. "Do you ever regret it, being this quiet?" Vivian asked suddenly. He considered the question. "I regret the times I mistook silence for safety, not the silence itself." She nodded. "People think I'm loud." He glanced at her. "You're not. You're just visible." The car stopped at a red light. For a moment, they sat there, suspended. "I don't know how to do this without control," Vivian admitted. Noah looked ahead. "I don't know how to do it with control." They didn't touch, they didn't smile, but something unspoken settled between them. Later that week, the photos leaked. Old ones, taken out of context. Noah leaving a late shift years ago, his daughter on his shoulders. A headline framed it cruelly. Who is he really? The comments were worse. Gold digger, actor, paid distraction. Vivian called him immediately. "I'm shutting it down." "No," Noah said again. "Why are you protecting them?" she demanded. "I'm protecting her." "Who?" "My daughter." Silence. "She doesn't need to see this become a war. I won't turn my life into a spectacle." Vivian closed her eyes. For the first time, Noah saw something close to uncertainty on her face. "They will keep pushing," she said. "Then let them," Noah replied. "I've been pushed my whole life." That night, Vivian made a decision without telling him. She called a press conference and told the truth. Not all of it, just enough. She spoke about power imbalance, about judgment, about dignity, about choosing partnership without pretending it was romance or charity. She did not explain Noah. She defended his right to not be explained. When Noah watched it later, alone in his kitchen, he felt something tightened in his chest. Not relief, trust. But trust, he knew, always came with a cost. And the bill was coming due.
The fallout was slower than the impact, but heavier. Vivian's press conference did not silence the noise, it redirected it. Commentators praised her candor, critics called it manipulation. Some accused her of using Noah as a symbol. Others accused Noah of letting himself be used. Noah stopped reading after the first day. He had learned years ago that pain multiplied when you studied it too closely. What he did notice was the change in rooms. People spoke more carefully around him now, not kinder, just cautious, like he had become something unstable, something that might cost them if handled wrong. At the restaurant, his manager pulled him aside. "This whole thing," the man said, not meeting his eyes, "it's complicated." Noah nodded. "It is." "You're still welcome here," the manager added quickly. "Of course, we just need to reassess schedules." Reassess meant fewer shifts, fewer hours, fewer assumptions about his availability. Noah did not argue. He thanked the man and returned to work. That night, he ran the numbers at his kitchen table while his daughter slept in the next room. Rent, utilities, food, school expenses. The margins were thin. They always had been. The next morning, Vivian called him early. "Why didn't you tell me?" she asked. "Tell you what?" Noah said. "That they cut your hours." He was silent. She exhaled sharply. "This is exactly what I meant." "No," Noah replied. "This is exactly what happens." "I can fix this," she said. "I can make one call." "No," he said again, softer this time. There was a pause. "Why won't you let me help?" she asked. Noah leaned against the counter. "Because the help that costs your dignity always charges interest." "That's not fair," Vivian said. "No," he agreed, "it's not." They stood on opposite sides of the line they had drawn months ago, the one labeled arrangement. Vivian crossed it first. "Come work for me," she said. He laughed. It surprised them both. "You're serious," he realized. "I am," Vivian said. "I need someone I trust." "That's not what this would look like," Noah replied. "It would look like you buying me a life." "I'm offering you one," she corrected. He closed his eyes briefly. "That's the same thing." The conversation ended without resolution. That evening, Noah attended his daughter's school fundraiser. Folding chairs, paper banners, cheap cookies. He volunteered to help set up, like always. Halfway through, a parent approached him, a man this time, confident, curious. "So," the man said, "how long do you think it'll last?" Noah looked at him. "What?" "This thing," he gestured vaguely, "with her." Noah considered walking away. Instead, he answered, "As long as it needs to," he said. The man smirked. Must be nice, getting a shortcut. Noah felt the familiar heat rise. He let it pass. "There are no shortcuts," Noah said calmly. "Just roads you've never had to walk." He left early. Later that night, his daughter asked him a question he wasn't prepared for. "Why do people look at us like that now?" she asked, brushing her teeth. He froze. "Like what?" he asked carefully. "Like we're different, at school, on the bus." Noah knelt in front of her. "Some people get uncomfortable when things don't make sense to them. That doesn't mean we did anything wrong." "Are we rich now?" she asked. He smiled gently. "No." "Okay," she said, satisfied. "I don't want to be." Something inside him broke and reassembled at the same time. The next day, Vivian showed up at his apartment, unannounced, no driver, no entourage. She stood awkwardly in the doorway, suddenly too large for the small space. "I owe you an apology," she said,
For what? For assuming strength meant control, for thinking protection had to look like power. He stepped aside, let her in. They sat across from each other at the same table where he'd run his numbers, where his life had been measured in small, careful choices. "I don't want to own your solution," Vivian said. "I want to stand next to it." He studied her. "Why?" She did not answer immediately. "Because no one ever stood next to me. They stood behind me, or beneath me, or against me. And that worked for you," Noah said. "Yes," she admitted, "until it didn't." They sat in silence. "I'm not asking you to take a job," she said. "I'm asking you to stop assuming that accepting help means losing yourself." Noah looked down at his hands, calloused, scarred, honest. "Help is easy. Dependency is not." She nodded. "Then we define the difference." A knock interrupted them. It was his landlord. Polite, firm, rent adjustment, building renovations, market mates. The math shifted again. Vivian watched his face change, not panic, calculation. She stood. "I won't speak for you," she said, "but I won't pretend I didn't see this." She left without offering money, without promises. 2 days later, Noah received an email. An anonymous donor had funded a scholarship at his daughter's school, tuition covered, no name, no conditions. He knew. That night he called Vivian. "You crossed the line," he quietly said. She did not deny it. "I didn't buy your life," she said. "I removed a threat from it." "That's not your decision," he replied. "You're right, it's yours, and now you can make it without fear." He hung up without answering. Sleep did not come easily. The next morning, Noah stood in his kitchen, watching his daughter eat cereal, humming to herself. He thought about pride, about survival, about what dignity really meant. At noon, he texted Vivian, "We need to talk." She replied instantly, "I know." They met somewhere neutral, a quiet park, no cameras, no power. Noah spoke first. "If we continue, this can't be charity." "It won't be," Vivian said. "And it can't be performance." "It isn't. And my daughter stays untouched by all of this." Vivian nodded. "Always." Noah exhaled. "I'm still scared," he admitted. "So am I," Vivian said. For the first time, fear did not feel like weakness. It felt like honesty. And honesty, Noah knew, always demanded a reckoning.
The reckoning did not arrive loudly. It arrived quietly, the way most truths do. Noah noticed it the morning he woke up without dread. No tight chest, no immediate calculation of what could go wrong. Just the soft sound of his daughter moving around the kitchen, humming off-key, looking for her shoes. It scared him more than anxiety ever had, because peace meant choice, and choice meant responsibility. The pressure didn't disappear, it changed shape. The media cycle moved on, as it always did. Vivian Hale became interesting again for her work, not her personal life. Noah faded from headlines, but not from memory. In rooms that mattered, people still remembered him, some with respect, some with resentment, none with indifference. The board meeting happened on a gray Thursday. Vivian invited him, not as an accessory, not as a symbol, as a witness. He sat at the table this time. No introductions, no explanations. The same gray-haired man spoke again, calm, polished, controlled. "We've reviewed the last quarter," he said. "Public confidence has stabilized." Vivian nodded. "Good." "There are still concerns," he added, glancing at Noah, "about precedent." Noah leaned forward slightly, not aggressive, present. Precedent only matters when people benefit from it staying broken. Silence followed. The man smiled thinly. "You're not wrong." Vivian didn't defend him. She didn't need to. The
The vote passed. Later that day, Vivian resigned as CEO. Not forced, not dramatic, strategic. She announced a successor she had trained for years, someone competent, quiet, unthreatening. The market panicked for 12 hours, then it corrected. Noah found out that evening, standing in her apartment, holding a glass of water he hadn't touched. "You didn't tell me," he said. "I wasn't asking permission," Vivian replied gently. "You gave up everything," he said. "No, I gave up control. I kept myself." They stood there, stripped of roles. Just two people now. No contracts, no optics, no armor. "I don't know what we are without the structure," Noah admitted. "Neither do I," Vivian said, "but I know what I don't want to be." Outside, the city moved on without them. The real test came weeks later, not from money, not from power, from something smaller. A school meeting. A parent complained, quietly, politely, about disruptions, about attention, about Noah's daughter being different. The principal called Noah in. He listened, calm, grounded. Then he stood. "My daughter is kind, she's quiet, she works hard, and she belongs." The complaint went nowhere. That night, Noah told Vivian. She said nothing for a long moment. Then, "I would have burned the building down." He smiled. "I know." They learned each other slowly after that, without urgency, without spectacle. Vivian learned to sit in silence without planning 3 moves ahead. Noah learned to accept stability without apologizing for it. They argued, they misstepped, they recalibrated. There was no dramatic confession, no cinematic kiss, just consistency. Months later, Noah took a new job, not handed to him, earned. Operations manager at a mid-size firm that valued quiet competence. It paid enough. It respected boundaries. Vivian started advising, teaching, writing. She discovered she liked building people more than empires. One evening, they sat on the floor of Noah's apartment, helping his daughter with homework. She looked up suddenly. "Are you staying?" she asked Vivian. Vivian didn't look at Noah. "Yes," she said, "if that's okay with you." The girl nodded. "Okay." That was it. No grand declaration, just permission. Years later, people would tell the story wrong. They'd say the billionaire saved the waiter, or the waiter softened the billionaire, or it was all some clever arrangement. None of that was true. What actually happened was simpler. 2 people met at the edge of their own limits. One refused to be owned, the other refused to own. And in that narrow space between power and dignity, they chose something harder than romance. They chose respect. And that, quietly, changed everything. Thank you for staying with this story until the end.